What up, world? Take 2. We're going to be discussing my crazy theory about the coronavirus. Everybody got one, right? I just finally formulated one because up until now I didn't really know or have a problem with not knowing. Painting, by the way. I don't know what to do when I talk to people. So here it is. I believe that the first wave, it's possible. I'm not saying I know for sure. I'm not saying I have any inside insight. I don't know anything anybody else doesn't know. This is just what's going in my head. So the first outbreak of coronavirus after the Bill Gates pandemic run through in October, I think it was all, I think it was fake. I think that the whole thing was fake. And if you had somebody who passed away from coronavirus, I'm sorry. But there are nurses and doctors that are admitting, and I don't know if they're getting paid to say it or not, but they're saying that they're being told to fake death certificates, saying that the coronavirus is responsible for the death, whether or not it really was. Next. And it might not be fake, because I know that those same doctors and nurses are like, oh my god, I've never seen people die like this before, because it's a weird death. Anyway. Now we're all in a position where we're sick of being at home. So everyone's trying to go out and get like a maximum amount of exposure to the world as they can. 3 months in quarantine. And we have all these social distancing or whatever laws in effect. Like, for one, my primary point, wearing masks. What do we know about wearing masks? So, a mask isn't so much to protect you from a virus. From what I understand, is to protect people around you from getting what you have in your body. Now, at my job, I work in a bar. So that's a pretty social situation, right? When we walk in the door, we have to have our temperature taken. Because the temperature is supposed to be the first sign of the coronavirus. The first symptom you will exhibit is the temperature. Even though we walk in the door, we get our temperature taken, and we have to answer all these questions, we still have to wear a mask. So customers who come in don't have to wear a mask, but if you're working, you have to wear a mask. Now, you just took your temperature, which means you're not exhibiting any signs that you might have the coronavirus, because you don't have a temperature, or you can't work. So you have to wear this mask. I work in a bar. What kind of work do I do? I'm a busser. I didn't realize it until now, after coming back from quarantine, but my job is highly aerobic. Highly aerobic. I sometimes on a Friday or Saturday will hit 10 miles on my like little pedometer thing. So 10 miles with reduced oxygen. Everyone I work with, I know we've all been lazy for 3 months, sitting on our asses and like not doing much and getting paid by the government so that we're getting fat and shit. You know, what can you do but sit and eat? So we're coming into the situation where we have to wear a mask to do all this like physical activity. Or they say we're going to get sick. So I'm going to stop now. I'm getting serious. Wearing a mask obviously reduces our oxygen intake. Reducing your oxygen intake or having your body struggle to get enough oxygen puts us in fight or flight mode. And evolutionarily, because of the evolutionary response to fight or flight mode, which is whenever our body feels like it's going to go into like a life or death situation, we produce cortisol, which puts fat on our bodies. Like if it's the winter or something coming, like if you're not going to eat for a long time, then your body wants to convert all the like calories it can to fat. So cortisol creates fat. It's the stress hormone. People who are, this is irrelevant, but people who suffer like more than 2 types of child abuse as a child don't produce cortisol anymore, so they can't deal with stress. I learned that completely on a situation unrelated to any of this. But anyway, big picture, Sarah. Pandemic hits, real or not, I don't know. But we're all quarantined for 3 months. Now we're all stuck in a situation where we're super wanting to be social because we've been stuck inside for 3 months, but we have to follow these social guidelines. First week of July, they released the real virus. Okay? So the powers that be, whatever, the 1%, they release, something happens where a much more powerful virus comes in. Okay? I'm not sure if it's going to be true or not. Now, July 1st, Saturn retrograde. Not July 1st. First week of July, Saturn retrograde back in Capricorn. The next phase hits, way more people die. It's not a situation where you're just seeing celebrities say on the news that they have it. People you know are dying. Yes, true. I think we're going to be hitting real pandemonium. And then what? Well, let's say this. I'm the government. And you guys didn't follow my guidelines for safety. You guys didn't listen to what we told you. You didn't social distance. You didn't wear your masks. You didn't blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So then the world powers can say, well, everyone's dead because you didn't listen. So I guess you better really fucking listen next time. I guess you better listen to us for all these vaccines or nanotech or whatever the fuck they want to do to us. And we're idiot humans, and so many of us are going to be dead. Everyone's going to be fucking in crazy shock. So that's one more way to control us. And I know this is really chopped up. Try to follow me. First wave, fake. Trick everybody into thinking that they have to wear masks and keep them starved of other human contact so that when you release the restrictions, everyone starts breaking rules because they're just excited to see each other, blah, 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 giving hugs, whatever, anything. Next, you release a real virus, it really does spread with social contact. People start fucking dropping like flies, and then you can tell the people that they were responsible for not listening to you and that you should control their lives, and the people listen. That's it. That's my theory. I don't have like any crazy strong hunch, intuition, or magical insight or anything like that on this. It's just, it kind of makes sense. And my friend, my roommate Denise, mentioned she thinks that the only reason that they dropped the quarantine temporarily, because we know that the cases are rising, is because we wanted to celebrate the 4th of July. Lo and behold, a super smart guy I know stopped by to see my sister today, and he mentions, I tell him my theory, he mentions the book Behold a Pale Horse, which I have never read, but I've seen the title like 12 times in the last month, and I'm going to have to like immediately read it. But in the book, I guess they say that the event horizon, or the main attack, the attack that the powers that be will use against the American citizens, and I know that this corona thing is worldwide, but in the book, I guess he only addresses the American system, will be on a holiday. He said probably, Thanksgiving, because everybody goes home for Thanksgiving. They want to know where we are so that they can easily round us up, corral us up, or wipe us out, whichever one. I think that 4th of July is just as feasible, because think about summertime, okay? Even if you're a hermit in the winter, we all kind of are naturally, from mammals to want to hibernate, but everyone goes out a little bit more in summer. It's hot, your windows are open. Even if you have an air conditioner, I would suspect most people spend more time outdoors or in the water when it's summer. Now, 4th of July lakes, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure if this is going to be something that's airborne, if they're going to just put it in the world water supply, like the ocean water supply. Like, I know that things get filtered before they come into our homes, but they get filtered by the governments. So, or if it's going to be like airborne and just going to be out there where we're breathing. There's a dust storm coming to the United States from fucking another continent. That'd be an easy way to fucking, send shit across. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but it's just a theory. It might happen. And what else was there? They don't want us to know the truth. Clearly, that's always been the statement of the universe. And I had a really good point, so I'm going to pause for a second, because I don't want to make you guys wait while I sit here and try to fucking remember what it was, but one sec. Yeah, I remember. This has nothing to do with this, I don't think, but just something we should all know. So the North Pole is somewhere like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The North Pole is like around or above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Beware of hidden danger. So I thought, when I heard this from my roommate, she's crazy, she's Leo, she's badass, but I thought, well, what's the South Pole doing, because it might be something similar, polarly, or whatever. Polarities should be similar, or follow the same pattern. So the difference between the North Pole and the temperature now and normally is like 50 to 60 degrees. The difference for the South Pole from what it is normally to now is like 20 degrees. So I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to say that makes sense. if anybody didn't hear about the controlling government of China having a big meeting and then the fucking crazy black clouds that came in and blocked the sun from light from the sky, the unseen becoming seen. That happened. Huge weather event. Like I said, the dust storm. But just some shit going on. And if it was climate change, which is a natural process over hundreds of thousands of years, just for everyone to be aware of, or global warming, same thing. If it was that, or something that was natural, or at least occurring over time, it should be subsequently happening globally. It shouldn't just be in one spot. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of HARP, but it's something to do with Tesla technology. It's a weather control device. I don't know if the government has it. Do you? Have you seen it? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but anything's possible. So it could be something to do with that type of idea. It could just be nature getting real motherfucking pissed. And it can't be the ozone layer being depleted, I guess, if there's an ozone layer, because I don't fucking know for sure, but it seems feasible. But if it was ozone damage, it wouldn't make sense that it's happening now, because according to scientists, the ozone was starting to rebuild itself while we were all in quarantine. And I did see some videos of animals that were like out in nature while humans were in quarantine, and I love a lot of people. I love everybody, but I just don't feel like humans have a right to live in the state that we're in. And I don't give a fuck if you get pissed, because I don't give a fuck. I think we should probably all work off the planet together as one. No discrimination. And if not, if we could just fucking be more aware of the impact we have on our environment and other life forms, including plants. And I just don't get why it's so hard to respect nature and respect life. But that's not the point of this video. Unless maybe it is, and that's what you guys are supposed to hear. Either way, I bid thee adieu. Keep it under your hats, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't think any of us know what's going on. But the key is to be not surprised when it happens. So one of the reasons why I've tried to not formulate a huge idea about this, or a thesis or whatever, is because when something does happen, the next step or whatever happens that comes in, if I'm expecting one thing, I won't be able to respond to the thing that's coming in that's not it. It's quickly. So I'm not going to try to keep this really close to my heart. Just remember to stay prepared, speak the truth. And stay prepared, stay safe. Remember that we are one. If the people can continue to act as one unit the way that we have been lately, then I think that we have a chance to destroy that one. Not destroy even, but we have a chance to regain our freedom from the 1%. From the powers that be. From Pharmacia, the Catholic fucking Church, the NWO, whatever. Anyway. Stay safe. Stay smart. Until next time.